Warning, this video isn't for anyone under the age of 16. If you're under 16 years old, please leave the video now because we do get into some adult type shit. Thank you. Hey, what's up, ladies and gentlemen? This is your boy CharlesISanimeWorld, and welcome to my review of the possible future greatness, also known as Yugen's All-Ghouls Classroom. Yeah, I'm here to talk about it. Now, this is a manga that was created by the mangaka and the artist of Shokugeki no Sama, also known as Food Wars. We're talking about Yuto and Shun. Yes, they're back with a brand new series. This was just a one-shot, but if you guys remember, Shokugeki no Sama was also a one-shot, and it became one of the best food series of all time. Now let's talk about this one-shot special manga called Yugen's All-Ghouls Classroom. I have notes here. It was a one-shot, and let me explain again. A one-shot means that it's just one big story. Now it can become a series if a lot of people show interest about it. So if you guys really like this one-shot manga, I suggest you head over to Twitter, Facebook, just social media in general, and just talk about it. You know, tag Shonen Jump, tag this, say that, yo, we're interested in this and we want to see this, more of this. This was actually 50 pages long, guys. 50 pages long. So it was a great read. Now let's talk about the story. The story takes place at Valborn Private Academy for girls. Yes, right then and there, a all-girls school. I wrote in my notes in big letters, perfect, because we know this is Yuto and this is Shun, and we're going, and most of this manga is going to take place at a all-girls school. Okay, I'm happy with that. Now let's talk about the characters. We're going to talk about Michiro Saito, our, as I like to say, Teacher Arena. Yeah, Teacher Arena finally got her own series. Now, I will say one thing. If this series is going to continue, I would suggest that Yuto and Shun changes Michiro's hairstyle a little bit, because it's too resemblant, or it reminds you too much of Arena, because it looks just like Teacher Arena. So if anything, I would make her have maybe a shorter hairstyle, or maybe change her bangs or something like that. I would have Yuto tell Shun to change up her hairstyle just a bit, you know, to make her seem like a fresh new character. Because with the other main character, Yugen, you know, he feels like a completely new character, but there is some similarities that we're going to talk about later on. So Mashiro, she's a new teacher at the private girls school, and she takes her job very seriously. You see her at the very beginning of the chapter, you know, looking around. She spots this paparazzi, because everybody wants pictures of high school girls in private schools. I mean, it's Japan, and we know that, and we all like, hey, and you know, anyway. And she's very, very cultured. She reminds me so much of Arena. You know, the way that she acts, how she freaks out, how she's down on herself too much. She reminds me so much of Arena. And it's like if this was Arena in an alternate universe. So I would, again, like I said, I would suggest for Yuto to have Shun change up the hairstyle just a bit to make her feel like a fresh character. But if they decide to keep it that way, I'm completely okay with that, because she's hot no matter what. Now let's talk about our other main character, Dr. Yugen. Yes, Dr. Yugen. But we're going to find out what he really is later on within this review. Now, when I first see Yugen, the first thing that comes to mind is that he's basically Azami and Asahi as one person. I mean, you can throw in maybe a little bit of Soma in there, you know, just a little bit, to oblivious on how certain things that Soma is. You can throw him in there just a little bit, but for the most part, this is what would happen if Azami and Asahi became one person, and you get Dr. Yugen. Now, he sees beauty from the inside. I like that. He doesn't care about physical appearance. He doesn't care about what you look like on the outside. The only thing that this man cares about legitimately is he cares about what's on the inside. You know, he doesn't judge a book by its cover. He judges about the pages and the content of the book. And his dream, his goal, is to find a wife that shines the most brightest, that has the most beautiful soul. That's his goal, okay? So when we first see Yugen, we see him hitting on the female custodian. Going back to what I said earlier on, he doesn't care about what you look like on the outside. He cares about what you look like on the inside. And working at an all-girls school, we're going to come across these female fans or these female characters that go to the school, and they're going to be drop dead gorgeous on the outside, and on the inside they're going to be like fucking hideous, ugly, like ugh. You know that's going to happen down the road. You know that. And you're going to have these ugly characters that look ugly on the outside or may not seem attractive on the outside, have beautiful souls on the inside. We're going to get that within the series if it actually does become a series. So, as I said earlier on, he only sees beauty from the inside, and because of that, he has no fashion sense. He relies on the opinion of the sales clerks because he just doesn't care about physical appearance. He doesn't care. He doesn't know what looks good on him or what looks bad. He wear anything gaudy, anything that looks hideous. But I will say one thing though, for a man that doesn't care what he looks like on the outside, the man Yugen is dressed very well. Let's be honest here. I mean, leather jacket, nice shirt. I mean, like, for a man that says, oh, I don't really know or I don't really care about physical appearance, that's what Michiro got from him. He's dressed very well. Now, like I said earlier on, Yugen's dream is to be married to a woman that shines the most and in the purest light. So that's why he joined the all-girls school. Because he's looking for a wife at the all-girls school, because this is like one of the most highest quality schools you can get to. Only the best of the best go to this all-girls school, because once you actually graduate from this all-girls school, you go into a meaningful job, whether that be acting, being on television, working at an office, a business at a high-class level. Once a female leaves Felborn Private Academy for girls, they come out with a set future. So Yugen and Mashiro, they got to find out why this second-year student has been MIA from school from the last month. Because it looks bad on the school if all their students don't graduate. Because you guys know how certain schools are. They only care about their appearance. They only care about what they're perceived to be. You know it. We don't have to go any further with that. So Yugen and Mashiro, they go to this girl's house and they find her locked in her room, and we find out after everything that Yugen is indeed a medium or an exorcist. That's what he really is. They call him a doctor. He could do all these other things, but at his core, he's a medium or an exorcist. So one thing that I didn't really understand within this one shot is that instead of calling these demons, or calling them ghouls or whatever, or demons, they decided to call them hunts. For some reason or another, Yuto decided to call them hunts. And I wish I could ask Yuto what made him go with the word hunts. Like, I get it. Like, ghouls hunt places, demons hunt things, but you decide to call them hunts. Okay? So, to exercise a hunt, you have to find the root. Okay, and I'm like, wait, what? It seems like Yuto made it more complicated than it needed to be. But the way that they explain it is that before you can exorcise a demon, in one of these girls, it's going to happen many times over if this decides to get a weekly series. You have to find its root. Why in the world did the girl get possessed in the first place? What is the reason for the possession? And once you find out the reason for the possession, then you can exercise the hunt. Okay, are you guys with me so far? Because I'm glad I have notes sitting in front of me, because that was, you know what I'm saying? Like, that seems like it's a little too much. You see what I mean? Like, it's a little too much. Like, why can't you just say, okay, you're possessed by a demon, so now I'm gonna exorcise you. Boom, boom, boom. Thank you, ma'am. And now we out. But no. To exercise, before you can exercise it, you got to find out, wait, why did you get, taken over by a demon in the first place? Like, what's going on? So I wonder, How would that work for someone that gets taken over by a demon if they're just like addicted to alcohol or something like that? Like what happened if they just drank a lot, or maybe their dad, beats them or something like that, or their mom slaps them, or something like that, some type of abuse or something like that? How does that work? You know, not every time it's going to be a letter, by your shoes that your teacher stumbles upon. So that's one thing as well that I could talk to Yuto and Shun. I would have them work on that a little bit as well. Like that seems like a little bit too much. So what's the payoff? This is Yuto and Shun. This is the creators of Shokugeki no Sama. What is the payoff? What is going to be our version of the foodgasm? And we find out. Whenever you can finally fully exercise someone, and again, remember, they're at an all-girls school, so he's gonna more 9 times out of 10 be exercising a girl. So every time he exercises a girl, we get to see their how do I say this without YouTube freaking out? We get to see their spirit. Okay. So that's going to be the payoff. Now, whenever Yugen exercises a female, we're going to actually see their spirit. Wink, wink. Okay? And I'm okay with that. But overall, guys, it was a great one shot. I enjoyed it. I hope it gets a weekly series because I need Shun and Yuto to come back. I really need them to come back. And just to add on a little bit, I feel that the reason that Shokugeki no Sama had his downfall towards the end, for a lot of people, was because of the cooking. Because Yuki, the person that handled the cooking, had to leave the series for a while, and when she left, you can tell that the series took a hit. Things weren't making sense. But when you talk about exorcisms and things of that nature, you really don't need a specialist. There's so many books and things out there, and exorcisms is completely different from food, where you would have a specialist on hand to actually tell you how something will work in a certain situation, so you could actually draw it that way. But when it comes to exorcisms and things of that nature, it's so much information out there through the internet, through old books, things of that nature, that you really don't need a specialist to do that. And of course, your imagination. But hey, that'll do it. Thank you guys so much. That's been my review of the one shot. Let me know in the comment section what you think. If this does get a series, I will be reviewing it. Hopefully, I really want to review this. But hey, that'll do it. Thank you guys so much. And hey, sayonara, suckers.